Guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. So I hope you guys are staying healthy and insane out there right now, given everything going on in the world. I have some great content lined up for you guys for later this week, including some champion guides, some ranking videos, and some strategy content as well. Even another, at the end of this week, I'll do another kind of top arena. I'm going to put like all my best gear on 4 or 5 champions and then kind of, switch between depending on affinity and just seeing if I can go all out and finish top 300 and maybe even staying up until whatever it is, 3 a.m. my time. So all that stuff is coming up, but I wanted to kind of give you guys consistently on this channel daily content like my main channel, especially through these quarantine kind of times. So certainly, this is a reminder that I kind of gave myself this morning, but reach out to those, most in need. I guess that during these times, the elderly being one of them. Obviously, we're going through it ourselves with our own kind of mental state, at least in the United States, with about a third of the country on lockdown right now, including myself. As of tomorrow, I am actually located in Massachusetts in the United States. So, aside from all the uncertainty and the health risks and stuff, just check up, whether it's a loved one or a family member or maybe that neighbor that you've never spoken to. Just kind of reach out to somebody who might need your help and, just let them know that you're there for them, right? So anyway, wow, I got kind of sidetracked there. But I'm uploading this one because normally I probably wouldn't upload this moment of me fusing a champion. But I want to kind of share my thoughts on why I delayed so long on fusing Killian. And it is my very first fusion too. So I just kind of want to talk about the champion, about fusions in general, and why I think I might be making a mistake. Just to put out daily content for you guys during this time. So here it is. I have everything that I need to fuse Killian right now. Killian, by the way, a pretty good beer. Used to be my favorite back when I was, a youth. Not that youth has anything to do with it, but, I remember Killian's was one of the first beers that I drank a lot, that I ordered a lot, right when I turned 21. So anyway, Cillian the Lucky, here he is. He's Magic Affinity. Feels like he should be Spirit Affinity, but he has the whole St. Patrick's Day motif going on. Let's look at his kit here before we fuse him. Now, the one thing, and this is part of the reason why I think I might be making a huge mistake, is when he is fully booked, I think that he is an A tier, B tier legendary champion, maybe even C tier. Definitely not in like the S or SS tier, right? And I know I'm being, whatever. Like, what does this mean, right? But what I think is like going on the rating scale, I think he's like a C plus, B minus legendary. And he takes so many books, guys. Holy. On the A1, 6 levels. On the A2, 6 levels. On the A3, 6 levels. So, geez, he's going to require so many books, and he needs his books to get his full viability, too. So he's not very... this is going to be like $200 worth of legendary books in him. And for a champion who's just not amazing. Even in the arena, I don't have him yet, but everything that I've seen out there, he's just not a game changer. But let's go ahead and take a look. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have used him, so please tell me if you think I'm wrong. But I think this could be a mistake. The only reason I'm doing it is because, well, I wanted something to do, right? And just having a legendary who might get buffed in the future and having a Banner Lord for faction crypts, I looked at as a pretty solid play. But do I want to invest that many books in him? Jeez, I don't know the answer to that one. Sorry about my green screen, too. I'm kind of a little blurry today. I'll work on my lighting. Anyway, Trip Up is his A1 here. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Now that can be booked all the way up to a 50% chance. It's actually a really, really solid A1. It also has a 35% chance of stealing 30% of the target's turn meter. So again, needs the books in there because you really want that to be 50% because it's a really, really solid A1. On the A2. But I'll talk about it at the end. My reservations here. On the A2, attacks one enemy. 85% can be booked up to 100% to place a block cooldown skills debuff for 4 turns. Basically for arena, taking them out of the equation the entire battle, right? More often than not. Also has a 35% chance, can be booked up to 50% chance of placing block cooldown skills debuff on all other enemies for 1 turn. If that was like 2 turns, then you're talking, but 1 turn on the block cooldown skills on the chance of it spreading, okay? And then on the A3, or even if I want to get greedy, 3 or 4 turns, you know? I mean, well, 4 turns would just be broken. Anyway, on the A3, Head Ringer attacks one enemy, 75% chance, can be booked up to 100% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Has a 25, can be booked up to 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 2 turns instead, and stealing 50% of the target's turn meter. Resets the cooldown of this skill if the target is killed. So kind of cool. It can be booked down to 3 turns. It really needs to be booked down to 3 turns in my opinion, again, to get his full viability. And then his Charmed Life adds kind of the lucky to his name. And I like this ability. I like this passive. Places one of the following buffs on this champion for 2 turns at the start of each turn. 50% increase attack, increase crit damage, crit rate, strengthen, or block damage. So that's pretty cool. I really like that passive, and it makes him unique, and it makes him legendary, because otherwise it would be totally an epic kit, in my opinion, if you take that away, the Charmed Life. Semi-Charmed Life, another, oh, that was probably what I was listening to back when I was drinking those Killians, right? Semi-Charmed Life, little third eye blind for you guys. So anyway, Cillian the Lucky, there you go. So we're going to go ahead and fuse them, guys. Let me know if you want me to build them up, max them out, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to, guys. I don't know if it's worth it. That's why I really want to hear from you guys. I feel like I'm making a mistake, but let's go ahead and fuse. We have everybody locked in. I had 3 of these. I was lucky enough to have 3 of these. Anyway, let's just stop rambling and do this. 1 million to fuse. Yikes, that's a lot of silver. I've never fused before, so I didn't know. But anyway, here we go, guys. Boom! Here we go. It still feels good to see him summoned. Alright, so we have our very own Cillian the Lucky. Let's go ahead and see how people review him so far, right? Oh my god! Well, this proves my point, guys! Faction Wars 3.8, 3.6 Arena Offense. Arena Offense, the one area where I thought he might be alright. 3.6, maybe I was being too generous calling him a C plus B minus. Maybe he's a D or an F. Well, just based on those who have them opinions, right? 3.2, 3.1, 2.6, yikes. Clan Boss 2.4, Ice Golem 3.12. Good God, dude. He's bad, man. He's not bad, though. He's not horrible. He's just not good, right? It's nice that he's a Bannerlord. That's the only saving grace here, that he is a Bannerlord and that I can, you know, I can actually go ahead and use him in the faction crypts. Let's go ahead and take a look at him here in my collection. Right now, just kind of to, you know, just to add a little bit of length to this video. If you don't care about anything else, feel free to tune out. From here on out, I want to kind of show you guys what I'm working on right now in the game, like in my own collection. And I also want to go ahead and maybe start upgrading Killian. So that's what you guys are going to get for the next, whatever, 5-10 minutes or so. So right now, what I'm working on in terms of my own, you know, I pulled Valkyrie in case you missed that on the 10 times boost event. I was lucky enough to get a Valkyrie, so I built her all up. I've used all of her masteries, are all built. Everything's looking good. I decided to go, instead of defense, to go with lasting gifts. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, she's looking pretty good. Look at her base defense, guys. I got her up to 6239, and I did that with still a 69% crit rate and the speed at 191, so the slowest on my Ultra Nightmare Speed Tune team. So that is all looking beautifully. I have defense gloves on her, and I also have the defense 60% on her chest. And I went defense every single one of these jewelries. So maybe I'll make a guide on Valkyrie, since I already have her maxed out anyway, coming up soon. But I'm really a big fan of how I have her built right now. The only problem is I don't have any legendary books, and check it out. Bad luck here on getting the A1 maxed out, but I need that cooldown on Stand Firm to be 3 turns. Otherwise, she's going to be not useless, but just not any better than Skull Crusher is right now for me. And I know because I've tested her out, and she does, the team around her does a little bit less damage because a 4-turn cooldown with counterattack is just not going to work on the 3-turn counterattack. I need a 3-turn, 3-turn. Anyway, so I'm working on my Valkyrie right now. I'm actually grinding with Queen Ava through the missions so I can have Arbiter, because I need Arbiter. I feel like I need Arbiter for 2 things. I have a problem right now on my Clan Boss team. I have Turvold on my Clan Boss team, and he always dies. But, and it's tough. It's tricky, too. His defense is too low. His defense is 2,800. Way, way, way too low for Ultra Nightmare. Problem is I can't get the speed. Like with my gear, I just can't work it out so his speed is high enough to be speed tuned. But I need to. Maybe I just need to sack this entire crit damage, but that would just do such, I don't know. I need to test it out, right? Because it has a lot of defense on the gauntlets here, right, too. It's like one of the pieces of gear that actually works for Turvold, and I like having the double cruel set on him, too. I don't know what I'm going to do about Turvold, but I feel like I should just take him off the team. I feel like I should pull Turvold off of the team. He would work if I had maybe a martyr on the team to pick him back up when he dies, but I don't. So I don't know. If any of you guys have any ideas, the problem is he puts out so much damage, but he still dies first, and I feel like he's holding me back for some reason. I don't know. Or maybe I should keep rolling with him. So I have him and I have Nethril. Nethril's good. I kind of reworked Nethril so that he has more defense. So he could probably even use more, but 6,900 or 6,700. What am I talking about? 69 I see in the middle. 3,600. Jeez, dude. Dyslexia maybe? Anyway, so Nethril is getting there, right? And then I have Bad L, Turvold, Nethril, Skull Crusher, and who the heck? Oh, Tyrell. So I don't know what I gotta do, guys, but I need to work on that team. So Valkyrie will go a long way in helping out there. And then on top of that, I'm working on Arena, right? So I'm just trying to find a better kind of Arena team right now. And I'm also working on some champion guides. Now, one champion that I've been building up, two champions that I've been building up to do guides for are these two right here. Foley I'm working on to do an anti-Torment team because of his passive here. Living Armor. It will immediately remove all stun, freeze, sleep, and provoke. So I figure I have him with Umbral Enchantress in immune gear, and then I'm on my way to an anti-Torment team. So that's what I'm doing with Foley. And also I noticed that Foley, after the buff, is actually putting out, I'm not sure if it's after the buff or just in general, but he's putting out some decent damage on other arena teams that I've seen, that I've gone against. But anyway, the next two champion gods that I'm working on for you guys are Soul Bond, I always go Bound. Soul Bond Bowyer. So I'm building her out, man. I really, for a rare, I just love her, and you guys know that I've said this quite a few times now on the channel, that I think she's a beast. I really do. I mean, check out her kit, guys. An AoE on the A1 with the extra chance of a crit. She has additional 25% on the critical on the A2, and then will ignore 75% of the target's defense. That's insane on the A2. And then on the A3, has additional attacks one enemy, an additional 25% chance of inflicting a crit, so you can build her with crit damage gauntlets. Don't have to go crit rate, get the crit rate from other places on her. She's easy to book because she's a rare, relatively speaking, and then has a 75% chance of fully depleting the target's turn meter. Dude, why am I wrong? Or does she seem like, I don't know, like an epic or better? Anyway, so I'm building her out just to use. Her ratings are pretty high, but not as high as I would have thought they would be, right? I don't know. It's hard to even go by these, though, the reviews. So anyway, I'm working on Soul Bond. And then I'm a big fan, and another one that I'm working on for you guys is Gala Longbraids. Gala is so cool, too. She has, I'm a little bit further along because I found like some gear that I really want to test out on her. I'm testing out Savage. So I'm ignoring 25% of the enemy defense with the gear. And then her skills, on top of that, have a chance of ignoring 50% of the target's defense, so 75% on Gala. And then one enemy 3 times, each hit ignores 25% of the target's defense, grants an extra turn if this champion has full HP after using this skill. So I figured that plus the Savage set would be insane, right? 3 times 50% ignore damage on each hit. So I can't wait to test her out as well. She has a Void, so a little bit more difficult to get, but I can't wait to do a guide on her. So that's what I have going on right now in terms of kind of what I'm working on both on the YouTube channel and just, I don't think with Tyrell, I don't think I need Jareg, right? I don't know. I'm trying to think of possible substitutions for Turvold again on my clan boss team. Anyway, guys, if you guys have any idea at a possible different route that I could go, let me know. Another guy is Arrow that I want to work on in terms of building up a champ. But anyway, I digress. Back to Killian. So, Killian, what are we going to do with you? You awfully reviewed Killian, man. All right, so let's take him to the tavern and start upgrading him a little bit. And see what another one, if you guys have any like weird requests on easy to get champions that you want to see me do a guide on, let me know, guys, because I have a couple others that I've kind of identified as, even a couple uncommons. I'm going to have to use some other potions here. Even a couple uncommons that I've kind of identified as, you know what? It would be fun just to kind of build them out. Not saying they're S tier, end game, or even mid game champions, but just some really underrated champions that are not trash that you can get by with in kind of the, like I said, the early mid game for uncommon. And I have a few of those I'm working on too. One of them I think is Sniper. And let me know if you have her, if you have any thoughts on her as well. I'll take a look at her too after we kind of upgrade Killian a bit. I am going to max out Killian. It's just a matter of if I'm going to pour all those books into him, you know? That's what I see as the big... I should mention too, after we get him to level 50, I will show you guys what I have in terms of... This sucks, by the way. I should have just speed leveled him instead of wasting all of my brews, but whatever. Just do it for the video. Do it for the video. So I can't even upgrade him to 6-star right now for you guys, but I can ascend. Oof. Do I want to even waste? I don't know, right? Was this a mistake? Am I just wasting my resources on Killian? I'll let you guys be the judge before I go any further in ascending him and whatnot. He is a legendary. I feel like just like Shamrock, they might buff him. Shamrock, I've said it so many times, but I think that he's a great champion now. I really do. And he was last year's fusion, and not on St. Patrick's. Yeah, on St. Patrick's Day, obviously. So that was like a year ago now. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on here, but let me show you who I was thinking of for the uncommon. I kept her, and I put 1-star Ascension on it. There she is. So Sniper. Again, I'm not saying she's insane. She has high reviews here. I'm not saying she's insane at all, right? But I'm thinking about just maxing her out because she's so easy to max out because she's an uncommon, you know? I mean, attacks one enemy 2 times, extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, fills its champion turn meter by 15% on each critical hit. That's solid. And then Rain of Arrows, that's it. Attacks all enemies 2 times, so an AoE times 2. 10% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 1 turn. I figure Sniper can be super viable for early game, like early game viewers into the mid game for campaign farming, you know, as kind of an alternative. I think the problem with Sniper is that Elaine is better, right? And she's easy to get to. So I feel like maybe if you want to make Elaine and Sniper kind of your 2 nukers in the early game, maybe Elaine, Kale, and Sniper, and then put like an Apothecary and, I don't know, like whatever epic you have, like another support type character in there. Maybe it might be going a little bit too far on the offense, a little bit overboard with Kale, Elaine, and Sniper, but I do feel like Sniper is a solid uncommon champion. So that's kind of another thing that I have in my head in terms of content that I might be coming at you guys with. So guys, let me know what you think. And by the way, here's like all the champions that I have. Here are all my legendaries. I have Werlum, who I don't find to be that great. I don't know about you guys. He has good reviews, but even in the arena, at least for where I am right now, kind of closer to the end game in arena, I don't feel like he's viable. Okay, I take it back. He's viable like if you want to build a huge high defense team, but I don't want to do that, so I don't know. This guy, Inithwi Blood Twin, is not very good. He does hit hard. Ice Golem Peak, he has a non-revival ability. He can ignore defense on... Oh, does he not have an ignore defense? My bad. It just has this one where damage increases equal to the percentage of HP lost the target has lost. But I don't know, man. I never had like good luck with him compared to like Krutraxa, who's my main single damage dealer right now in the game. She's like one of my favorite damage dealers. I have her up to 293 crit damage too. And I just love her. She's great. I like her better than Mountain King in the arena. I had a long video on Mountain King yesterday, so whatever. I have Brachus the Shifter. Brachus is good, but he's not as good as Krutraxa really anywhere, including Fire Knight, so I don't really run him. He's not as good in arena as Krutraxa. I have Turvold, who I'm running on Clan Boss, and that's it right now. I don't run him anywhere else. I have Bad L, who I do run in Clan Boss. I have Trunda, who I use in arena, and I use her in a variety of other places, including a lot of the keeps. I run her in Ice Golem, I don't know, Spiders. Prince Kaimar, I use him in some dungeons, and I use him in arena. Valkyrie, I will be using in some dungeons in mainly Clan Boss. Shamrock I use in a lot of dungeons. Biggin I don't use as much as I used to. Sometimes in arena speed farming. Ava, I use her to grind out missions, you know, because she's so fast at completing those missions really quickly. Nethril I use on Clan Boss right now, and maybe in Spiders. I'm not sure of in Spiders, but maybe with the turn meter manipulation of Bat Swarm on the A3. And then I have Ghostborn that I use if I want to speed farm somewhere. Now for epics built out, I have Whisper, Cerise, Umbral, Relic Keeper, who's kind of not, you know, I only use him in faction crypts. Rearguard Sergeant, who I tried instead of Turvold for more sustainability on my Clan Boss team, but it didn't work out. Like, she puts out no damage, and it was not a good scene. I have Skullcrown, who I don't really use right now. I would use her, but I just have a little bit better nuker in Trunda, for Arena, that is. Even with the Unkillable, I like the stun ability on Trunda. Ultimate Gaelic, who is solid on endgame Spiders, but I don't use him there because I have Trunda, who also puts out the HP burn. Thanasil, I don't use right now. Skull Crusher right now is on my team. Miscreated Monster, I tried him in my Clan Boss team instead of Turvold too. No cigar. Did way less damage with him. I lasted longer, but who cares? I put out way less damage. Seeker I use in Arena. Miscreated, by the way, I use in I use him in Spiders. I use him in a few dungeons too. Miscreated Monster is definitely one of my favorite epics in the game, if not my favorite epic champion in the game. He's definitely up there. So Tyrell, Royal Guard I use in a bunch of dungeons. Tyrell I use in Clan Boss. Vala has super high reviews. People like really like Vala, but I think that's also partially because she was a free champion with Amazon Prime, and you tend to like things that you have, you know? So I don't find her to be that powerful, personally. I have no boots on her right now either. But yeah, that's besides the point. I have Allure, who I use in Fire Knight. I have Stag Knight, who is, I don't use anywhere right now. He's a solid champion. I think he's one of, like, a top 10 epic champion in the game. But I just don't, I think I have better champions at each spot where I would use Stag Knight, so I don't really use him, but who knows? Maybe I'll find a spot for him. Same thing with Vrask. Vrask is a great healer. Again, I tried him in Clan Boss, doesn't work for me. Occult Brawler I don't use anywhere right now in the game. I use Nethril instead for poison. Bellower I don't use anywhere. Cold Heart I use a lot of places. I have 2 Cold Hearts. Kale I don't use anymore. Aethel I don't use anymore. Elaine I don't use anymore. Apothecary I don't use anymore either. I tried Apothecary in Clan Boss, and again, I just can't make up for the... an Ultra Nightmare, Turvold's putting out around like 5 to 6 million damage for me, and I can't make up that damage even with the sustainability of like an Apothecary. So Outlaw Monk I don't use, I just did him for a review. And then Hackhorn Smash Lord I'm kind of building up along with Foley, along with Mausoleum Mage. He might be a guy who might fit in there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Am I underrating Mausoleum Mage in terms of my teams? Am I making a mistake by not using him in Clan Boss? I don't know. I'm not sure. His kit doesn't strike me as being like over the top OP, but yet everybody who has him swears by him being an absolute beast. I mean, look at his ratings, dude. And not just the reviews, but other YouTubers too. So I don't know, guys. I'm kind of rambling on. Again, I just purposely wanted to make an extra long video because, you know, because right now everybody, I feel like they have a little bit more time. So I just thought I'd chill with you guys, ask you guys what you thought of Killian, and kind of take a look at my collection and kind of what I'm working on here. This is what I have in the vault too. I have a Maneater in here. I have, you know, some pretty good champions, some good duplicates too. Man, I wish I could trade some of you guys my duplicate Nethril and Mountain King, right? I have a duplicate Trunda as well somewhere. But anyway, guys, take a look at who I have and let me know if you have any ideas. Would love to hear what you guys have, and if some of you guys suggest something that I think is actually viable or I think that makes a lot of sense, who knows? I also have, actually, this is another guy I thought about. The problem is just to kind of end on, not Broadmaw, my bad. Broadmaw, you look so much like, Steel Skull. Where the heck is Steel Skull? Either way, I'm probably keep going by him. Either way, Steel Skull is another champion that I thought about, or maybe Juliana. I don't know. I could use the HP burn. I didn't mean this video to be talking about my clan boss team the entire time, but yeah, I'm thinking that maybe if I put a Steel Skull in there for the extra heals, the problem is the poisons aren't going to land because I always have 10 debuffs with Nethril and Bad L landing all those poisons anyway, right? And Tyrell's debuffs. So adding another poisoner, I'm not sure if it makes sense to my team. That's why Turvold fits in there so well. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And as always, take care, guys.